Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to Your Football Predictions, the series where I put in my predictions for the weekend's football, you guys put in your predictions for the weekend's football, and we'll see who comes out on top. So, first things first, I have shaved my beard. It was getting a bit annoying. I know some of you guys have said before in the past that you think I look better with a beard, but it'll grow back, so don't worry. But getting on to the video, we got loads of comments from you guys this week, so thank you for everyone who got involved. We'll take a quick look at my predictions from the weekend. So I said Chelsea would win, which they did, although it was a lot more goals. It was 4-2. I had Newcastle down as winning 2-0. We just managed to grab the 1-0 win, which I was very happy about. I thought Everton Arsenal would draw. They didn't. Arsenal won. And I thought Spurs Liverpool would draw, and Spurs beat them 4-1. So, as I said, loads of you guys put your comments in down below, and there was 2 winners this week. Both of them got 1 correct score each, and then got the correct outcome for the other 3 games. So those winners are Liam Ryder and Super Dan. So Liam had that Newcastle would win 1-0, that was his correct score, and Super Dan said that Spurs would beat Liverpool 4-1. So make sure you check out these 2 guys down in the description. I have subscribed to their YouTube channel, so make sure you guys do as well. And remember, if you want to be shouted out in next week's video, that you go down to the comments and put in your predictions for this weekend's games. But as always, we'll have a quick run through them now. So first up, and probably the biggest game of the weekend, is Man U versus Spurs. So, Man U currently second, Spurs currently third. Man U lost against Huddersfield at the weekend. Really surprising. I don't know. I guess you can't get complacent in the Prem because you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, I just assumed Man U were going to win that one. They did beat Swansea in the Cup last night, so bit of form back. Lingard got 2. Spurs, as we know, they beat Liverpool 4-1, which is a massive result for them. And they're actually playing West Ham in the Cup tonight. So when you've finished watching this video and you've dropped a like, you can go and check that game out as well. But yeah, it's going to be a massive game for these 2. It's at Man United. And we know how Mourinho plays with his defensive style, so I'm going to go 1-1. I don't know, I'm actually tempted to say Spurs, but just Mourinho's a mastermind, and I'm going to go 1-1. Next up on the Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff, and obviously there's loads of 3 o'clock kickoffs, I have picked the Crystal Palace versus West Ham. Kind of a derby. I mean, they're both in London. Crystal Palace, as we know, are having a bit of a nightmare. I mean, they lost against Newcastle 1-0. They did actually play all right, and a draw might have been a fairer result, but still very happy that Newcastle grabbed the 3 points. But then they also lost against Bristol City last night in the Cup. So yeah, I mean they probably got bigger fish to fry than the Cup at the minute, but losing like that isn't great. West Ham, they played on Friday against Brighton and lost 3-0, and I've got to say, played pretty not great, to be honest. They should be definitely playing better, and tonight they are playing Chelsea, so who knows, they might beat them and be really up for the game against Crystal Palace. Both teams, Crystal Palace definitely underachieving, I think, and West Ham, I would say they probably are a little bit too. I do expect West Ham to go to Crystal Palace and beat them, but I think it could be a close game, so I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham. Next up on the Sunday 4 o'clock kickoff, and it is Leicester versus Everton. So again, well, 2 teams that are definitely underachieving. We've got Leicester in 14th, Everton in 18th, and 2 teams where their manager has been sacked this season as well. So yeah, Everton, obviously they lost against Arsenal at the weekend 5-2. If they actually beat Leicester, they can move into the top half of the table. So despite the fact that they've had quite a lot of hard games, and to be fair, they haven't done very well for how much money they've spent, but it only takes a few wins at this point in the season to shoot straight back up there. Obviously not right up there, but to get out of where they are. They also play Chelsea in the Cup tonight. So again, after this video, if you want to check that out, it's on tonight. Leicester, they got their manager sacked, and then they went on to beat Swansea at the weekend, and then they beat Leeds in the Cup last night. So can Everton turn things around, or is Leicester going to beat them? I don't know, it could easily be a draw, but I'm kind of feeling the Leicester win. So I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester. And to finish things off, the Monday night, and it is Burnley versus Newcastle, 8 o'clock. So, Burnley currently 8th, Newcastle currently 7th. Two teams that I think, well, obviously Newcastle just got promoted, and I don't think anyone really had Burnley down as having an amazing season. And fair enough, it's really early. It's very early to say anything yet, but the fact that we're in 8th and 7th place shows that we're both doing pretty good so far for the season. Obviously, Newcastle beat Crystal Palace at the weekend, and Burnley lost 3-0 against Man City, which really, most teams are losing 3+ goals against Man City. Newcastle haven't scored a huge amount of goals this season, and it's actually the same for Burnley. They haven't been scoring a huge amount of goals, so it's probably got 0-0 written all over it. And you know what? Away against Burnley, who are a very solid side, are doing pretty well this season. As a Newcastle fan, I think I'd probably take the draw. I'd love to go there and win, but I think a draw might be more realistic. So I'm going to stick down 1-1 for that one. And that is it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. As always, I got so many comments on last week's video. So make sure if you do want to get involved, get down in the comments and put in your predictions for this weekend's games. I've got my predictions up there. So yeah, get involved. I make a note of all of the games before the first game kicks off, which this week is Saturday, 12:30, the Man U versus Spurs. So get your prediction in before that game kicks off. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later.